Please stand and for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll call the October 7th meeting of the Common Council to order. Please call the roll.
Councillor Olson. Here. Councillor Fennessy. Here. Councillor Bender is excused. Councillor Sweeney. Here. Councillor McDonald and Councillor Mazzolia are excused. Councillor Finsland. Here. Councillor Herrick. Here. Councillor Dennis Dahlbeck. Here. And Councillor Esther Dahlbeck.
Recognizing the quorum will proceed, and I'll ask for the consideration of the minutes of the September 16th meeting. Heard a motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried for adoption.
Item number 6 is a consent agenda. Before you tonight, you have an additional referral from Chief Legess to the Public Safety Committee regarding false alarms.
For the motion, a second for approval of the consent agenda with the addition. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 7.1, Finance Director Vito is requesting to set a public hearing for the 2015 General Fund operating budget for October 21st at 6:30 p.m.
For the motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
7.2, Planning and Economic Development and Port Director Cirque is recommending approval of Barker's Island Development Corporation's final subdivision plat, Barker's Island Court, First Edition.
What is the pleasure?
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion?
I just have one point.
Counselor?
This is the property that they already own,
Yes.
correct? We don't own it, we sold it? Okay, thank you. That's it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
7.3, Police Chief Legest is requesting approval of awarding the contract for purchase and installation of Watch Guard in-car video system in 14 marked units of the Superior Police Department. The project was funded through the CIP program at $105,000. The cost of installation was quoted by WatchGuard at $99,315.
For the motion, a second to approve. Councillor Herrick.
Yeah, just for clarification, the 99,000 and 105,000, that'll be combined, correct?
105,000 was a budgetary estimate.
Okay, so it's actually 99,000?
Of course, you revise and actually start looking at every item, and it's about 101,000 now.
Okay, all right.
Total cost and check.
Total cost, including
All right.
removal of the old units, installation of the new.
All right, thank you.
Councillor Sweeney.
Chief, can you just give me a little update on what exactly this does and what the benefits are of it? Short, a synopsis now.
The in-car video system turns on anytime we actuate the red lights. If an officer hits their remote on their microphone, or the squad hits a certain mile per hour, if there's any crash, or the officer just hits the record button in the car, and it allows us to capture the evidence of what happened in view of our car and through the remote microphone. So we capture the audio, the view out the front of the car, and the view of the interior car during arrest and other law enforcement action and during transport of prisoners.
Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Carried.
7.4, Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Director Morgan recommending to award a contract for renovations to Dock E, F, and reconfiguration of Dock A to Marine Tech in the amount of $545,924 and a project management agreement to AMI Consulting Engineers at a cost not to exceed $30,000.
For the motion and second to approve. Discussion? Mary, you want any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Yeah.
7.5, Public Works Director Getzman is recommending to award SEH Inc. the engineer services for Fisher and Clough Storm Sewer Alternative for $31,900 and authorize Environmental Services Division to award an additional $19,400 for engineer services during construction.
Heard the motion in multiple seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
7.6, Assistant Public Works Director Janico and Fleet Manager Moen are requesting authorization to waive the bid agreement to purchase a 2014 Elgin NS street sweeper from the Minnesota State bid contract for $133,458.
Heard the motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 8.1, Mayor Hagan is recommending the following committee appointments: Richard Kaufman to the Urban Forestry Tree Board and Bob Corey to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
For the motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 10.1 is a resolution introduced by the Plan Commission setting a public hearing November 18th to vacate a portion of 2nd Avenue East between East 5th and 6th Streets, southwest for 145.12 feet.
For the motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 10.2 is a resolution introduced by the Planning and Development Department to accept and approve the 2014 analysis of impediments to the fair housing choice referred to in the resolving clause of the resolution.
You've heard the motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
11.1 is an ordinance introduced by the Common Council to amend the traffic code disabled parking zones by adding 1220 Harrison Street and 2111 Oaks Avenue, 2115 Oaks Avenue.
Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 11.2 is an ordinance amending the traffic code disabled parking zones by removing signs at 1117 Cumming Avenue.
Heard the motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Any further business to come before this body? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We stand adjourned. Thank you.